What's up, YouTube? I'm back again. I don't really know what level I'm gonna play. I played Future Funk last time. In case you can't tell, I've been trying to practice my straight flying. Here, let's go to a level I've already beaten. Maybe I can pop off Jawbreaker. You know what? I beat this one recently. So today we are talking about... Oh, wait. What just happened? Today we are talking politics. Alright, now we're getting... 2 videos in. We're getting pretty crazy, alright? Now this is not going to be about what political party is better. This is not going to be about... In fact, let me just start by saying I hate the party system. I think we can kind of all agree with that. The real introduction of Democrats versus Republicans is in like 1860s when the Republican Party was established, and then we already had the Democratic Party. It just kind of sucks how it ended up like this, because third parties just never ran. It's just Democrats and Republicans were the ones that got the most interest. It was the easiest to, it was easy to substitute people into one or two groups, And it sucks that now we're so polarized, and it's kind of annoying. I realize that this is a bad level to play, because I gotta, like, focus. But yeah, but I do want to talk about politics in a way that kind of inspires you guys to look into it, because I think it's important to pay attention, especially if you live in America right now. If you're an American viewer, which I'm assuming most of you guys are, I think it's important to pay attention to what's going on. Just so you get a sense of, like, your voice has reason, alright? I think if all of us, if all our generation starts, voting and, like, paying attention to policy, you don't even got to be that, like, crazy into it. I'm kind of crazy into it, but you don't have to. Then we can make a difference, alright? If we all, like, because that's what a democracy is, alright? It's us, alright? It's kind of easy to forget, like, what the foundation of America is. It is a democracy, or, well, a representative democracy, republic. I don't know what I was saying. It was Republican. I'm trying to throw out like a definition right off the top of my tongue. Representative democracy. Yeah, we elect people. All right, we have power to elect people into the House and Senate, which will then make changes for us that are good for us. All right, and the reason I think it's important for us to pay attention to politics is because it motivates us to have our voice heard. All right, some of us just don't care and we'll just vote Democrat, Republican, and then call it a day. Like, I think that's kind of whack. I wish we could just, like, I wish we could just disagree to or agree to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish it was that easy. I wish that we were not identified as parties, but rather our policies or like what we believe in. Because that's just how factions grow. That's just how, polarizing happens. We get more polarized with each other. We hate each other. I don't want that to happen. And that kind of happens because people don't know anything about politics. I think if you start to understand politics, you'll understand how the system works, how your voice can matter, how you can make an impact. And I think it's just important for all of us to know, especially in this generation. Most people will just see a headline about a war and then just think, man, the world's over. But that's not actually what's happening. It's easy to get scared at politics. All right, listen, I get it. I see the Iran stuff going on. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? It's so stupid. I thought, what happened to no new wars? But all right, let's not. I'm trying not to get too. All right, well, I guess it's about politics, so I got to give my opinion. I just missed that portal. All right, I mean, I really can't. It's hard for me to give my, like, exact opinion because, I'm a growing boy. All right, my opinion is gonna change. Listen, I don't care what anybody is. I'll be honest. I have the more of a I don't care personality. I don't care what you do with yourself. All right, believe how you want to believe, but listen, just don't, like that. That's it. All right, that's really it. I don't care what you do with yourself. So whatever that party identifies, whatever the party that ideology is, then that's me, I guess. But I don't identify as any party, basically. Like, I would not say I'm Democrat, Republican. I know I've seen jokes, I've seen memes that are like, people that say they're centrist or they don't like politics, they're probably Republicans. And it's like, why are we projecting, bro? Come on. Some people genuinely just are not part of the two-party system, and that's fine, alright? I definitely have liberal views. I may have some conservative views. It's a mix of the two. And that's fine. In fact, that's probably the best option there is. Because you can either be that, or you can just substitute, or not substitute, what would the right word be? Have all your attributes be one party specific, and then just be blinded by one party. Guys, both parties are evil, alright? Both are bad, whether you like it or not, alright? Your party is not right, no one's party is right, alright? Now let me get to the actual, like, in the thumbnail it said that, you know, politics is, it's actually interesting. And I think it's interesting. It's interesting to see how our country is actually ran. Well, not really now. Right now it's ran by Israel, but, you know, I'm saying, like, foundationally. That was a joke, by the way. Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm kidding. I'm not trying to say anything. Trying to slide that $7,000, and that's nice. I think it's interesting just because it's how kind of our world is ran. And, again, we're in America. It may not seem like it now, but our voice matters, and I really want to emphasize that point, even if it doesn't feel like it. Right, our voice matters, alright? It's just the fact that some people don't care. Some people think that, and then they don't care, and then they don't vote. But the thing is, you have to care, and then you have to vote, and that's how you make a difference, alright? You can't make a difference by not voting. Alright, people that complain about elections and then don't vote, it's like, bro, you should not be able to disrespect somebody, or disrespect the election outcome if you didn't vote. Alright, like, it's stupid. There's some people that just didn't vote. Please enter politics with an open mind. People are gonna have differences. People are gonna have disagreements, and that's what makes that, to me, that's what makes it interesting. Is because you're not supposed to agree with everybody. Alright, this political conversation, it's supposed to have disagreements. Alright, it's supposed to be like, alright, no, I think this, and here's why. And that's what this whole channel is about. If you remember when I mentioned last video, where, like, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts, alright? But, yeah, again, if I have to emphasize this, I'm not the most wisest in politics. I just think it's an interesting topic to talk about. I guess to get more into actual politics, which is, like, policy making and that stuff, you know, it's interesting that the government is set up the way it is, you know. You got the 3 branches, we got the Constitution, we got all those, and it's kind of interesting to see how it's played out over the past 200 years. I think it's been an effective system, I'm not gonna lie. Even if times are tough right now, which they are, right? Listen, as a teen going into adulthood soon, I'm definitely, you know, I'm trying to pay attention to what's going on. You know, I think that's another reason why people should care. You know, most of my audience is probably going into adulthood soon, you know, or maybe in the next, maybe I don't know what audience I have, but who knows? All right, you could be. Maybe you're like a 17-year-old about to graduate college and you graduate high school and you're worried. That's why it's important to pay attention. Now, there's a difference between paying attention and actually, like, making a difference. Unfortunately, like, right now, what are we gonna do? Like, protest? I don't know. I don't know about that. I think just literally just paying attention to how the system works. I'm in AP Gov right now, and it's been a pretty interesting class to see how the government is built. Alright? I know I'm kind of going in circles right now. I'm kind of just rambling. This one is definitely more like, this is a polarizing topic, and I don't think it should be, is what I'm trying to get at. Why can't we just disagree like humans? We all have different morals, alright? We just have to understand that some people have different morals, we see differently. The reason we have different ideologies is because we have our own problems, alright? Now, why does a MAGA head that makes $40K a year want to vote for Trump? I don't know. I'm not sure what okay, but listen, we all have our different ideas. All right, sorry, I'm trying to lock in. I didn't beat the last video. I didn't beat a level, so I'm trying to do that. Instead of learning about politics, they just choose a side and that's it. And I think if you learned more about it, which is what I'm trying to get people to do, then they won't be so subsidized to be in one party, if you know what I mean. We just have to understand that we all have different values. And we all vote differently based on those values. I mean, there's really nothing else crazier to say. Alright. So I think I'm going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hearing me out. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions in the description. On, you know, if you think politics is good, bad, if you're interested, do not. And hopefully Benjamin Netanyahu pays me my money.